Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing something that I don't normally do on this channel, but honestly, I think this would be a really fun series to start. I've seen a lot of other book creators do this and I have so much fun watching these videos. And we're gonna be tier ranking every single romance book that I have ever read. They're all the books that I read in the last like 5-6 years, probably 5 or 6 years, and I'm not including any DNFs. So without further ado, let's jump into the tiers and get to ranking our books. These are the tiers. We have 6 of them. I honestly just named them the first thing that came to mind. At the top, we have It Does Not Get Any Better. So these are like my absolute 6-star reads. I probably reread them every single year. I do not think that romance books get any better than this. Then below that, we have So Good I Could Cry. And to me, this is like a perfect read. The 6 stars are the ones that resonated like so deeply, but this is like, it's perfect in every way. I love it so much and I wouldn't change a thing about this book and you should definitely read it. Then we have Wow, That Was Pretty Good. And these are books that like I really loved for 1 or 2 reasons. They weren't like a perfect book to me, but I absolutely loved my reading experience. I definitely still think about them and they were overall just great romance books. Then we have I liked this book. You know, like I Like You, I like you. You guys know the vibes. And this was good. It was average. I recommend it. I might not ever think about it again, but I don't regret reading it. Then towards the bottom, we have I Don't Really Remember This. And this is unfortunately probably going to be a bit of a theme. There are so many books that like I kind of remember reading them, but I could not tell you a single thing about the plot of those books. And therefore they either weren't great or they did not resonate with me in any way. Then at the bottom, we just have regret. Like I wish I did not read this book. I just spent so much time trying to figure out what these first 2 images are because I was like, I did not read those. I think they're ads of this website. So just ignore those, pretend they're not there. Also, these books are in no particular order, so we're just gonna go for it. The first book that we have to talk about is Holding Up the Universe. This is one of the books that I read very early on in my reading journey, and I don't remember a single thing about it. I don't have any negative feelings towards this book at all, but I certainly wouldn't recommend it because there's other books from that time that I like remember so much better. Then we have Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and this book, I'm actually gonna put it in, I don't really remember this either. I tried to read the next book in this series, and I think I realized later that this author, her writing style really just isn't for me. It's very sweet, like it's like sugar sweet writing, and I think it was just a little bit too much for me. Then we have Beach Read, and this one is going straight to It Doesn't Get Any Better. There's 2 books that really got me back into reading, and Beach Read is absolutely one of them. I love this book so much. I'm really hoping to do a reread of it this year because like to my own knowledge, like to the best of my ability to remember, I think this is my second favorite in my Emily Henry ranking, but I haven't read it since this book came out. Then we have Confess by Colleen Hoover. I understand that Colleen Hoover's not everybody's favorite. I liked this book and I can say that loud and proud. I really enjoyed this. This was just one that I remember being like so shocked by the end and I had such a good time reading it, and it was like the Colleen Hoover book that like I was recommending to everybody. Like this isn't one of her big ones, but I will stand by that I liked this book. Honestly, would probably reread again. People We Meet on Vacation is an Emily Henry book that obviously I enjoyed, but when I read it at the time, it was not my favorite, which is why I'm gonna put it in that I liked it. Like it was a great book. I think other people should read it, but I feel like I love Emily Henry because of her ability to like describe a place and make it feel so real. And I didn't love the Palm Springs, Palm Desert setting of this book, and I didn't fully connect to the romance like I did some of her other books. Red, White, and Royal Blue. This is hard because I was telling you guys, Beach Read is one of 2 books that like got me into reading in the first place. Red, White, and Royal Blue is the other one. This is the first book that I read like outside of school, or I guess I should say that wasn't required reading for school since literally like middle school when I was reading Percy Jackson, Harry Potter. I read this one before Beach Read and I loved it. Like at the time, this was like a perfect 5-star read for me. So I don't know what I would rate it now. So I think I'm gonna put it in So Good I Could Cry because again, at the time, it just absolutely resonated with me. I loved it so much, that I don't think it would hold up to like my current reading taste if I had to guess. The next book that we have, I've not talked about this book on this channel very much, and that is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Now hear me out. I'm a huge Christina Lauren fan. This one, regret. I wish I did not read this book. It was so bad. I'm sorry, it wasn't so bad. It just wasn't for me. I remember like going to Barnes and Noble and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like buy myself one book today. And like Barnes and Noble's books are expensive. Like I prefer to thrift them, go to half price books, whatever. But I was like, no, I'm gonna treat myself to a new Barnes and Noble book. And I'm like, oh my God, I love Christina Lauren. So I read a bunch of synopses and this is the one I picked and it was terrible. I was like, oh my God, this is what I spent all my money on. And then I donated it like immediately because I really didn't like it. Then we have another Christina Lauren, which is My Favorite Half Nightstand. This one I'm definitely going to put in wow, that was pretty good. When I read it, it was a 5-star read. I absolutely loved this book. I remember like random things about it. Our main character, her name was Millie. She had a big group of guy friends and there's like, you know, this rule that you don't date anyone in the friend group, but obviously something kind of happens and she gets with someone in the friend group. And I remember just absolutely loving the male love interest in this book. I would absolutely still recommend this. I still talk about this book in videos. It's like up there with Love and Other Words. Like Love and Other Words and My Favorite Half Nightstand are definitely my two favorite Christina Lauren books. Oh my God, you guys. Snowed In by Catherine Walsh is a Christmas romance book and it slayed. No pun intended. I love this book. This is the second book in her like Christmas series. I think it's like the Fitzpatrick series. And usually holiday romances, I don't have a ton of hope for them. Like I read them for the vibes, but not because I think they're going to be perfect books. This was so good. Maybe I should put it in wow. This is pretty good because it wasn't quite a 5-star, but it was really, really close. Like I highly, highly, highly enjoyed that book. I thought it was so good. And if you're going to pick up any romance book during the holiday season, I will recommend this one, or I'll just grab holiday romance while we're talking about it. Holiday romance. This one's different. It's like, I didn't like this one quite as much as Snowed In, but this one's a little bit different because the first half of the book, the two main characters are like traveling home for the holidays, but they can't get back home. So they're like, you know, driving to a bus, to a plane, to a whatever, to like get home to Ireland for the holidays. So much fun. These are amazing Christmas romances. Like I'm not even kidding. Like they are good books. It's not just good for the season, like they're good books. Then you guys will notice I do a lot of seasonal reading when that time of the year presents itself. Next we have The 12 Dates of Christmas, and this one, like it was good, it was cute, it was sweet. I don't remember like a ton about it. I know there was a woman like going on a bunch of dates because she wanted to have someone during the holidays, but other than that, well, I kind of remember. It's like kind of quirky and cheesy because there's this guy in her town and like he's been there all along. Whatever, that's not a spoiler, that's literally on the back of the book. I wouldn't read it again. Like it wasn't quality, it was just perfect for the Christmas season, and that's all that I'll say about that one. Then we have Book Lovers by Emily Henry, again my queen. I think I'm also going to put that in I liked this book. Like these two in particular by Emily Henry are good, they're just not my favorite. And when I love her other books so much, like they're just multiple tiers above these. So I feel like I could probably put them in wow, that was pretty good, honestly. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave them there. This is a hot take. This is probably not something that most people would even consider agreeing with me on, but I read Done and Dusted and I despised it. I did not like this book at all. I think it was the writing style in particular. The author, the sentences were like 3 words and I just could not get behind it. I was like, I need a little more. And after seeing so many people absolutely love this series, I'm like, do I give it another chance? Not this book, but like the rest of the series. Like, do you guys think if I didn't like the first book that I could like the rest? I don't know. But like, I literally disliked it enough to get rid of it. I was like, I do not even want to look at this book. It literally took everything in me not to DNF it. Then we have A Touch of Darkness. Oh, this is hard. I'm like putting it, do I regret it or do I? Oh, this is so hard. I think I'm gonna put it in, I don't really remember this. There are other books that I definitely disliked a lot more than this one. This was like a Persephone Hades retelling, and I love Greek mythology, but I strongly disliked this book, mostly because there was no clarification on like it was like a modern retelling, so it's like everyone has cell phones. The gods have clubs that you can like go party at. It was really, really weird. I did not like that book. Okay, now we have some of the Chestnut Springs series. I love these books by Elsie Silver. I think they are so much fun. We have Powerless by Elsie Silver. I'm putting this in, I liked this book. It was great. Like, I love the characters, love the story, love the small town vibes. But again, I do see a lot of these books as palate cleansers. Like, I'm just reading them to have a good time, not to really like deeply emotionally connect with anyone or anything. I enjoyed this book. Wasn't my favorite in the series. Okay, now we have The Ex-Hex, and I freaking love this book. I will say I did a reread of it last year and it did not hit like it hit the first time. The first time I read this book, I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect for Halloween. But I do think some of the magic wore off the second time that I read this book. And so just because of like the nostalgia and that perfect Halloween spooky season that this book was able to make me feel, I'm gonna put it in wow, that was pretty good. It just is the epitome of Halloween spooky reading, and Halloween is personally my favorite holiday. Okay guys, we have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I discovered Abby Jimenez in 2024, so I feel like I was pretty late to the game on this one, but I'm almost so glad that I discovered her late because now I get to enjoy like all of her books, and I'm putting this in so good I could cry. This was like a perfect 5-star read for me. I read this when I was moving across the country, or like right before, I don't remember if it was right before or during this like huge move that I was doing, but this book literally made me so happy. It made me forget that I was moving across the country, and it will always have a very special place in my heart. Okay, then we have Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, which is the 4th book in the Magnolia Park series, and this is going straight into it does not get any better. Inject this book into my veins. I literally love Daisy and Christian so much. It's not even funny. Like, when are we getting another book, Jessa? I need it now, yesterday, immediately. Up next, we have One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this is hard because this is like a little bit fiction, a little bit romance vibes. It definitely has a mix of the two. I checked Goodreads and it was primarily romance. But honestly, I'm gonna put this in, regret feels dramatic. I'm gonna put it in, I don't really remember this, even though I read it really recently and I totally do remember this. This book has a really frustrating love triangle and a really frustrating main character. I did not enjoy the premise of this book. I kind of wish that I didn't read it, but like, it's not a bad book, you know? So I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it there. I always forget that I read The Spanish Love Deception. In college, during every like spring break or winter break, anytime basically we had a break off from college, my roommate and I would read a romance book together that kind of matched the season, which is why you guys will see a lot of Halloween books in here, Christmas books, and then like summery books. And so this one we read together either over summer break or spring break, and it did not stand out to me at all. I do not really remember reading The Spanish Love Deception. I will say I do remember that the male main character in here was described as being like super tall and like a giant man, literally exactly what you would expect from like OG booktok viral, those books. And I remember being like deeply annoyed by it. I was like, does this man have anything else going for him than being like a giant person? This is so hard because up next we have Great Big Beautiful Life, which is Emily Henry's most recent release. And if you guys would have watched it's probably my most recent video where I talk about my April and May reading wrap up. It's either the most recent or 2 videos ago. I talked about all my feelings on Great Big Beautiful Life, and this one was a little bit unfortunate for me because I really liked it, but I do think it has become my least favorite Emily Henry book. Like, out of all the Emily Henry books in this column, I prefer to reread Book Lovers and People We Meet on Vacation. I don't really have an interest in ever rereading Great Big Beautiful Life. Okay, funny story though. Banger. Funny Story was so good. Oh, I think I rated this like a 4.5. I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna put Funny Story in so good I could cry. This book was amazing, and I felt like it broke so many of these conventions that we often see in romance. You have 2 characters who are going through a breakup. They're at rock bottom. They don't know who they are. They don't know where their lives are going, and they find each other just kind of at the worst time, but also the best time. And I love this book. Highly recommend. Such an amazing Emily Henry book. It starts with us. I'm gonna put it in, I don't really remember it. I'm glad that I read it. I definitely don't regret reading it. I think it ends with us deserved having another installment. But yeah, it didn't really stand out to me. Okay, November 9th is one that I also really enjoyed. I just loved the end of this book. I feel like I was so shocked. There was such like a great, like, I don't know, not plot twist, but everything kind of just came together in a way that I was not expecting. Lots of trauma dumping, lots of craziness, but you know what? I had a good time. Then we have The Unhoneymooners, and I really liked The Unhoneymooners. This is a Christina Lauren book, and it's just so fun. This is perfect for the summer. I read it while beach camping, I think over spring break, and it just was so fun. Like, I was like giggling on the beach. It was really cute. Not perfect, but like I had a great time. Neon Gods, I regret it. I regret everything about my brain deciding that I should read this book. Take it back. This is maybe my least favorite book that I've ever read in my entire life. I don't know. Is this dark romance? I think it probably is. There were scenes that I wish that I could just like erase from my brain. And I remember I didn't know anything about it besides the fact that it was another Hades Persephone retelling. And I really like Greek mythology. And so I was like, oh my God, I'll probably love this. My sister wanted this book, so I bought it for her, but it turns out she already had it. She already had a copy of it. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just keep this for myself and I'll read it. It was way more her thing than mine. We're just gonna leave it at that. Then we have The Dead Romantics. I loved The Dead Romantics. I think I'm gonna put it in, wow, that was pretty good. This was my first Ashley Poston book and I absolutely adored it. This was one that I didn't really have super high expectations for either, which I do think contributed to the fact that I did end up loving it so much. I think there's something really special about when your expectations are like on the ground and then they're just completely exceeded. I also read this during like Halloween spooky season. I recommend doing that. Like if you're considering picking up this book or you don't know where to start with Ashley Poston, read this during Halloween because there's ghosts and graveyards and just magical realism and romance. It was an excellent book. If anybody knows me, then you know that Happy Place is going straight to the top. I'm tempted to put it right at the beginning because this is just my favorite book to ever exist. It's not just my favorite romance book. It's not just, it doesn't get any better. It's literally my favorite book, period. Makes me bawl my eyes out every single time. I love it. I love it so much. And it's like taking everything in me to not do a reread of Happy Place this year and do a beach reread instead, because I probably shouldn't do both. I mean, I could do both if I'm really feeling it, but they're gonna emotionally wreck me and I don't feel like doing them both in the same year. So yeah, I love Happy Place so much. It's so good. Then we have The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This was honestly such a letdown for me because I remember so many people saying such good things about this book. It was like a closed door romance about a woman who's a bodyguard for this famous male actor. And I was like, oh my God, I love everything about that. And I thought it was so boring. And that was really upsetting because this was one of those books that I literally had written down on my like want to read list for probably a year or two. And when I finally got to it, I was so like satisfied that I'd gotten to it. And then it was such a letdown. All right, so now we have the rest of the Chestnut Spring series. So we're gonna just pop these all in real quick. So Reckless is definitely my favorite out of the whole series. I love Theo Silva so much, which I understand is a popular opinion, but I love him. That one's my favorite. Heartless is definitely my second favorite. Those were both so good I could cry. Like they absolutely slapped. Flawless, I didn't really care for it. It was like decent and I'm really glad that I continued the series, but I didn't love it. And then Hopeless, low-key kind of regret, but I'm gonna put it in I don't really remember this. It Happened One Summer totally shocked me. My cousin got me this book and I knew that it was an OG BookTok book. People were obsessed with it. And I don't know, sometimes when books get really popular, I don't want to read them because I feel so influenced just by popular culture. And so this is one of those books that I kind of decided I wasn't going to read. And then my cousin bought it for me and it brought it back onto my radar. And I'm so glad that she did because I ended up loving this book. It was so fun, so like silly, like do not take this book seriously for even a second, but I was addicted. Like the whole time that I was reading this book, all I wanted to do was pick it up. I really wanted to read the second book in this series. Honestly, still kind of do want to read the second book in this series if I'm being so completely honest. Kind of goes against my normal book taste, but I loved it. 7 Year Slip, straight to the top. Doesn't get any better. Injected into my veins. 6-star read. I'm freaking obsessed With this book, it's my favorite Ashley Poston book by a mile. I love this book, made me cry. I remember I read The 7-Year Slip back to back with Part of Your World, and I was like, literally, it doesn't get any better. It was summertime, the sun was out, and I was just reading banger after banger after banger. Like, I was so filled up last summer. Like, these books were so good. I love The 7-Year Slip. It's like perfect magical realism, perfect characters, perfect romance. Oh my God, it's so good. Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I regret it. The cover got me. The cover of this book got me, and the author's pen name, Gilmore, it got me. I was like, I need to read this. It's perfect for fall. It's perfect for cozy season. This book was not for me. Then we have Things We Never Got Over. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was amazing. This is like one of my sister's absolute favorite books, and I totally understand why. Unfortunately, I did DNF the second book in this series, which is really disappointing, to like love a book and then to read the second book in the series and dislike it so much to the point where you cannot get through it. And I would normally try so hard to get through it, but these books are literally like 600 pages. So I was like, I am not forcing myself to get through, what is it? Things We Hide from the Light? Something like that. Yours truly, so good. I could cry. And let me tell you, it's not that I could cry. I did cry so much when I read this book. Our MMC really struggles with anxiety, and our FMC, I don't even want to say. It's just, guys, if you haven't read Abby Jimenez yet, what are you doing? She is so good at what she does. Go read her books right now, I beg you. Then we have The Love Hypothesis. I put this book off for years, I tell you, years. I don't know why I did. I think this one's worth the hype. I had a great time reading this. Honestly, a few scenes definitely made me a little uncomfortable. I was like, guys, are we really gonna do this right now? I thought it was really good, and I will stand on that hill. Like, that is a great book. I would read it again. Then we have Abby Jimenez's newest release, Say You'll Remember Me. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in I liked this book because it was good, but it certainly isn't in the same tier of where her other books are for me. This one, I loved how realistic it felt. It really, like, I don't know, I loved what Abby Jimenez was trying to do, but I definitely did not connect with some of the tropes in it. Like, the insta-love's not my favorite. There were just a few aspects of this book that were, yeah, not my favorite, but I still can really appreciate the story and the characters, and I definitely liked it, and I would recommend it. Okay, then we have It Ends With Us. Honestly, not my favorite. I know that this is one of Colleen Hoover's more viral books, and I mean, it was made into a movie. I don't remember that much about it, and it definitely wasn't a standout for me out of her books. That's kind of all I have to say about that. Same thing, Love Light Farms. I read this for Christmas last year with the same girl, my roommate from college, who I absolutely love and I'm obsessed with, and I didn't like this book. Same thing with Bringing Down the Duke. I didn't love this book either. Bringing Down the Duke, I had such high hopes for it too, because some of my like favorite booktubers read this book and they absolutely loved it, and it has Bridgerton vibes, but I did not like the male love interest, and when you don't like the male love interest, it's very difficult to like the book. Then we have A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, and I'm gonna put this one in I liked this book. This was probably my least favorite by her out of her 3 most recent releases. Probably wouldn't read it again, but like, it's a good book. Then we have 'Tis the Season for Revenge. This is a Christmas romance book that I regret reading. I read this with my book club this year, and we do a voting system. So like, every girl sends like some ideas into the chat, and then we vote, and whichever book gets the most votes, we read. And this one got the most votes, and it was just too like steamy for me, and the scenes were just absolutely ridiculous. I would not look down on anyone who enjoyed this book, but like, I just did not love it. Then we have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and this is going straight to, wow, that was pretty good, because this was such a sweet, wholesome Halloween witchy book. Again, wasn't perfect, but like, it was so cozy and so adorable, and I liked all of the characters, and I really have no complaints about that book. It was so sweet. Then we have One Day in December, and this one, honestly, like, I know a lot of girls who do not like this book. I did not hate it. Like, I cannot say that I disliked it. This was the first Christmas romance also that I've ever read. It wasn't great, but like, it brings me like joy and nostalgia. Then I have Go Hex Yourself, which classic me, another Halloween romance. I feel like it did not become clear to me how many seasonal romance books I've read until filming this video, because I do it every single year and I've been doing it every single year for probably like 6 years. So there's a lot that have added up over the last few years. This one's probably my least favorite Halloween romance that I've ever read. I don't really remember anything about this. All I remember is someone got turned into like a cat at some point. Yeah, I don't really remember. Archer's Voice, guys. This book, so good I could cry. This is another one of those books that I read with very low expectations. I talked about this book recently. This is a viral book that I think absolutely deserves the hype that it got. Then we have Magnolia Parks, and I'm gonna put that in wow, that was pretty good. I like the Magnolia Parks books. I'm not like as obsessed with them as I am with the Daisy Hates books, but like they're good, they're fun, they're, yeah, a solid good time. But I see that our next book is the first Daisy Hates, and it does not get any better than this. Like, I loved these two books so much. I already said it about the first one, so we're gonna leave it at that. Then we have Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. This is a more recent read for me, and I'm gonna put it in I liked it. Like, it was good. It was a book that I would recommend. Not really a standout read. I do not plan on reading it again. Then we have Avi Jimenez, My Queen, and I think this is my favorite of her books. Just for the summer, 5-6-star read. I absolutely adored this book. I love Justin. I love Emma. I love their story. I love the setting. I love the plot. Like, oh my God, everything about this was so good. Then we have the first Magnolia Parks. And again, I think I'm going to put that in I liked it. Like, it was good, but it was kind of the beginning of my love for the series. Meet Me in Paradise. I regret reading this. This was a romance that was not really a romance. Like, it was just straight depressing. Like, I was so sad the whole time that I was reading this book, and I don't have anything more to say about it. Last but certainly not least, we have Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and this is going straight to the top. It does not get any better. This book is one of those books that I have just annotations all over it. Like, if you open up this book, there are, you know, post-its and writing and highlights and underlines just throughout the whole thing. There's literally like dried tears in there. Like, it has been absolutely destroyed because I've read it, I think either 2, 3, probably, I think I've read it 3 times now. It's so good. That was a way longer video than I was planning on filming this week. So if you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, kudos to you, because literally my mouth is starting to hurt from talking so much. It's like the end, it's after work right now. The sun is starting to set. I'm tired, but I wanted to talk about romance books. So here we are. If you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, comment down below the heart emoji, any color heart, just a heart emoji in the spirit of romance. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I think that's it from me. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great reading month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!